and let's just say good morning. Today is Friday, the 30th of October. Happy Halloween to everyone for tomorrow. And then the Hallowed Eve with the All Saints Day following. And this weekend we have in the United States, we have daylight saving time change. Everyone be aware of that. I once, when I was living sort of an isolated life, when I was cramming for my CPA exam, I once went 3 days without knowing that daylight saving times had changed. Just it was great. Anyway, so this is the Loving What Separates Us course, part of my own personal mission of healing the heart of America, and kindly sponsored by I Am Heart, a wonderful, truly wonderful heart-centered organization. And I wish I Am Heart all success in its mission of creating the culture of the heart in America and the world. So I'm here to help with that. And this morning, I mentioned yesterday we'd start working on the overcoming of the three temptations and how they connect to our three lower chakras. I always remember Susanna Baer once saying, if you want to have a prosperous, happy, healthy, fulfilled life with loving relationships, you really have to heal the energies in your three lower chakras. And it's so true. Because most people don't even know when Jesus speaks about, overcoming the three temptations. It's a part of Christianity that everyone sort of knows about, but is not really taught because the processes just have been lost over the thousands of years. They're not really mentioned how Jesus did it. They said he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights. And at the end of those 40 days and 40 nights, Satan appeared. In the Jewish mystical tradition, the Kabbalah, Satan is translated as the adversary, that which is to be overcome. At any rate, Satan says to Jesus, takes him to a high mountaintop and says, I will make you a king over all of this that you can see, and the people will love you and respect you and honor you and obey you. And that could be interpreted as a number of different, temptations. But what I'll take it here is, as he was basically appealing to the deep desire that each one of us have to be loved, to be adored, to be heard, to be respected. Notice all those are very natural desires, and they never really quite leave, no matter how much you work on them, because they are part and parcel of our being an individual. And even the most enlightened saints that I've ever seen, you say to them, hey, you mention their name, Ama, Maharishi, Baba, whatever it is. They'll turn their head and they'll say, yes, how can I help you? We always have this individuality. We'll always have these deep desires to be loved. That's one of them. One of the three that Jesus overcame. And Jesus said, I forget what he said, but basically said, not interested in this. Another one, Satan just says to him, throw yourself off this cliff and see if the angels protect you. And Jesus says, no, don't test the Lord. And that's wanting to survive, wanting to be safe and secure. It's the same thing. It's a natural desire. But what we're looking for is where these desires become distorted and they start to run us, where it becomes more important for us to be loved more important for us to be safe than it is for us to merge into the oneness of the universal heart. And there's a third one where Jesus, who's been hungry, hadn't eaten for 40 days. Satan says to him, "Turn these stones into bread." And of course, the famous line by Jesus is, "Man does not live by bread alone. Get thee behind me." And that's appealing to our very basic desire to control, to have power. Again, a natural, normal process. We want to expand our influence over the entirety of creation because that's who we are. But it's when that desire for power and control becomes distorted, we become desperate for it, usually so we can feel safe, that it interferes with our deeper desire for oneness. So when we speak of loving what separates us, we want to start loving these first three chakras. The power chakra is the solar plexus. The vanity, the love and approval is the second chakra. Survival is the first chakra. We want to start exploring these, healing these, really just softening the desire to where we allow it to show up rather than feeling desperate for it. And there's great, great spiritual progress to be made here. But particularly with the one about power, the one about the fear of dying, there's a lot of stuff with it. And we resist going there. So we'll be very gentle. Be gentle to all of these. And in fact, the question I'm going to propose to everyone is, are we going to die if the wrong party wins this election? What I want you to do is imagine the wrong side winning this election, whatever side that is for you. Is there a part of you that will die? Is there some dream, some vision of what you want for America, for your own country, wherever that country is, for your own life that will die? I know it sounds extreme to talk about dying, but it stirs up very deep energies. Is there a part of you that will go into grief if the wrong party wins? That grief is an expression of this fear of dying. Will there be great sadness? And just check, or we'll check this later, what part of you is grieving? What part of you is feeling sad? What part of you would be feeling a loss? Would that be your heart? Or would that be your ego and your mind? I think we all know it's the ego and the mind that feel the loss. The heart just loves. So this will be the process that we'll be engaging in, is moving into our heart so that we can honor any sense of loss that our minds and egos have. But it will be our heart that opens up and holds us in oneness, holds us in love. That's where we're going. That's the ideal for today. So with that, let's just begin our meditation by sitting up straight, noticing our state, We talk about dying and the fear of dying. What does that do to us? Oh boy, my favorite. It will become your favorite, actually, because there's so much power released when we put this desire into its proper perspective. So let's just put our hands on our heart, acknowledging our heart as the center point of our universe. In effect, we are bowing down to the presence within our hearts. Just check what's your experience as we physically put our hands in our heart, symbolically acknowledge really the rulership in our life, that it is our hearts, this deep connection to our souls that runs our lives. We love our minds, we love our egos. We thank them for their great service they provide. But it is our hearts or the deep authority in our lives. Just let your hands down. And now let's, in a similar way, just acknowledge our breath. Just by noticing it. How are your lungs doing this morning? Any sensation as you inhale? Is there just complete freedom? How are the nostrils this morning? How free, how open? And could we just allow ourselves to go into a place of gratitude? For gratitude for our hearts, gratitude for our breath, for our lungs, whatever our lung capacity, could we be grateful for it? However free or constricted our breathing is, could we just be grateful for what it is? Can you get in touch with the sweetness of gratitude? And what happens to our breath when we invoke this divine quality of gratitude? Does our breath tighten? Does it relax? Does it constrict? Does it expand? Whatever happens for you is perfect. It's just an exploration. And now let's move into the full breath. Full exhale, full inhale. On the exhale, pull our abdominal muscles all the way back towards our spine. And then watch the natural full inhalation that follows. Just checking in again. What happens when we fill our body with life force? Now let's begin the process of heart rhythm meditation with my deepest gratitude to Puran and Susanna for bringing this, reviving this back from this time of this great heart-centered culture of the Desert Fathers and Mothers. Typically, that means we inhale to the count of 8 heartbeats, exhale to the count of 8 heartbeats. Whatever pace is right for you, just so the length of the inhale is equal to the length of the exhale. Welcome up the name of your heartbeat. I heard from a woman yesterday, connected her heartbeat to her grandmother. That's perfect. Whatever is right for you. Whatever helps fill your heart with love. Begin that process of heart breath, breathing directly into the heart, filling up the heart with energy in the inhale, Just sharing that purified energy back out with all creation on the exhale. We become a walking blessing to all life through this process. Filling creation with the energy of our hearts. Every time we breathe in, we are reclaiming creation as part of our hearts. And just noticing what's your experience as we connect these two basic rhythms. Do you feel less connected or more connected to the rhythm of nature, pulse of the magnetic body of the earth? It's just a question. You don't have to feel anything. And I thought we'd go back to the square breath as preparation for our exploration of really the 7 chakras. I've been talking about the first 3 because that's a certain grouping and that's what we're going to first. But just as we did the dimensions of the heart and then the 5 elements, we'll be exploring the 7 chakras through the heart. It's a very important way we do it in I Am Heart. We explore them through the energy of our heart. What it does is it infuses presence of our heart, of our soul, into each chakra. It diffuses the power of love into each chakra. It's very important how we explore the chakras. And I'm just assuming everyone knows what a chakra is. It's just an energy center in the body. Recognized cultures throughout the world. I once heard a woman speak of the Odyssey, this great epic in the Greek literature. When Odysseus returns from the Battle of Troy, his ship is blown, and he goes through all these trials, like stopping at the island where the Cyclops are, the one-eyed gods, the one-eyed giants. And her argument was, that was the 6th chakra, and every stop had its own chakra. And before Odysseus can return to his kingdom and reclaim his throne, he has to overcome, so to speak, has to heal the energies of these 7 chakras. We do that with love. because love is who we are. You do that through the heart. So with that, let's just go back. Just start the square breath. For those who are sort of new to it still, I will walk us through with a count of 6 heartbeats. What we do is we're going to inhale for the count of 6 heartbeats, hold for 12, twice as long, exhale for 6. And always a caution, if you have an irregular heartbeat or an arrhythmia, something like that, please just continue with heart rhythm meditation. So full exhale, and then inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now just continue at your own pace. Inhale, exhale, or hold twice as long. Exhale. Over time, you'll find you naturally go into a longer rhythm. But honor a rhythm that you can do. The rhythm is more important than the length of the hold. And now just finish up the round that you're on. And again, notice the state of balance you're in. And now let's begin the exploration of our root chakra. And what I want you to do is on the inhale, breathe into your heart, and then let the energy pour down into your first chakra. Fill up that first chakra on your inhale. And as we exhale, pull the energy up back into your heart and out of your heart. So inhale into the heart just like we always do, but bring the energy down to the root, down to the tailbone. And then exhale it back out. And we'll just follow this breath for a few minutes, just to awaken this root chakra. And we'll talk about these chakras a bit here as we do this. Notice that I encouraged you to go to your tailbone as your root chakra, the tip of the tailbone. Most of you, or many of you, will know that there's really three meridians or three channels in the body. There's the spine, up and down the back. There's a center core, up and down the center core of our bodies. And there's another meridian going up and down the front of our bodies. Depending on the tradition, like the Chinese has it stop at a certain point and go back up. We're not going to worry about all that. In I Am Heart, in this energetic style of meditation, our experience is that we want to use the spine to locate the chakras. Even though we are well aware that there will be a counterpart to that chakra in the center core and a counterpart on the frontal core, the frontal meridian. But in this energetic style of meditation, which we do, the vibration transmits so clearly and purely on the solid substance of the bone, of the spine. We want to breathe into the heart, the eight heartbeats, and excuse me, down to the tailbone, and then exhale from the tailbone up through the heart and out to the count of eight heartbeats. By the way, I have a strong suspicion, but I don't know that it's really true, but I have a desire to want to connect these three meridians with Master, Prophet, and Saint. I have no knowledge if that's true or not, but I throw it out in the vein of scientific inquiry. And we have to ask the questions before the answers show up. Inhale to the count of 8 heartbeats down to the tailbone. So now that we've created this energetic pathway, I want to explore that chakra, root chakra again, but just a little more directly, just to help everyone to get a very strong sense of it. So now I'm going to invite you to inhale directly into your root chakra, your tailbone, and exhale directly out of it. Just like we do with the heart. We breathe into the heart, we breathe out. Now I want you to breathe into your tailbone and then exhale directly out. This is not a long-term practice. This is just a way to help everyone more clearly explore the root chakra. And it may be helpful to breathe in from the back into your tailbone and then out your tailbone to the back. Whatever's easy for you. And just check to see if you start to notice some vibration, some sensation. Is it easy to keep your attention in your tailbone? Just what happens, and nothing has to happen. This may be quite new for many people here. Nothing has to happen. It's just an exploration. These chakras open when they are ready to open, when it's safe to open. All we are doing is opening up this deep energy center and all of its programming to the light of day. So let's now come back to that first breath. In through the heart, down to the first chakra again. Then exhale back up and out again. We come back to this because while it's important to connect to the root chakra, it's critically important that we connect through our heart, that we expand our heart. The heart is the center of our energetic body, the center of the 7 chakras. We want to honor its place. We're in this chakra, which, by the way, really develops the first 10 years of our life. The second chakra the next 10 years, and the third like that. And this is the energy center where we hold the pattern of our tribe. The first family unit we develop, the first tribe, connection with our mother. Here is where we house this deep desire for survival. This program that really qualifies all of our action, all of our intention, that ultimately we might survive. And we are fed, clothed, and sheltered, that we might survive. It's a powerful force. And would it be okay with us if we explore this wanting to survive in the context of the truth of our beings, the truth of our heart? Now, I'm sure many of us have heard traditions where they say, oh, I'm not the mind, I'm not the body. There's a very deep truth to that. And yet, what we find is there's a deeper truth that I am my heart, I am my mind, I am my body, I am totality. But in terms of dealing with this deep pattern of running our life to survive, living our life to survive, we want to honor this pattern. It's a very useful pattern. But we want to invite this pattern to move into alignment with the deeper desires of our heart. We all have this deep longing for oneness. And we think it means initially this oneness with some God outside of us. That's perfectly okay. But what we really discover is the heart wishes to be one, and the open door for that is within our hearts. Would it be okay with us if we allow this longing for oneness to be more important than this longing for survival, this desire for survival? And we just say yes to that. Is it okay with us if we want to open the door of our heart even more than to survive. And could you check to see, keep up this breath in and out of the root chakra. Could you check to see, when we ask this question of, oh, this desire to survive, is this a desire of survival for our mind, for our body, or for our heart, for the depth of our heart, which we could call the soul? Is there any concern about your soul surviving? Maybe for some people, we've been programmed with that, the eternal damnation story. Would it be okay with us if we just asked our hearts, is our soul eternal? Is our blueprint, if you don't like the word soul, when we first emerged from the one heart with some degree of individuality, a bubble in the ocean, so to speak, a spark in the flame, when we connect back to the source, is it okay with us to recognize that there is a part of us that is eternal? Could we honor that eternal part of us? There's another part of us, the mind, the ego, who can say how long that survives. We know it changes constantly. Would it be okay with us if we surrender our minds and our egos into complete alignment with the force of evolution? There may be some resistance to that, but just discriminate. Will there be more fulfillment in our lives if we surrender to this infinite intelligence? Won't there be more success, more fulfillment? Wouldn't we rather be working with the flow instead of going out to capture something that's for me, for mine, and allow the collective growth and expansion to be our reward? All the time honoring that we are here incarnated as individuals with our own mission, our own destiny. The request is that we see how this flows with the vast force of evolution of the planet. Would it be okay with us if we let go of any resistance to being oneness. It's just an intention. And from this place, could we look at this upcoming election and revisit this question? Is there a part of me that will die if the wrong party wins? And any answer you have is fine, just exploring. Is there a part of me that will be crushed? Maybe that's a more politically correct way to say it, but the energy is the same. Is there a part of me that will be crushed if the wrong party wins? And can we see, if that's the case, that we have an attachment from our ego mind? Could we love the attachment and allow it to serve us rather than running us? Will America be destroyed? Our vision, our ideal of America be destroyed? Will it die if the wrong party wins? Check to see if there's fear within us coming up that the America we love is at risk of destruction if the wrong party wins. Can you see this fear keeps us separate from the pure love of our hearts? Would we rather fear, or would we rather love whatever happens in this election? Would it be okay with us if we let go of the fear, fully honoring it, loving it, and allow ourselves to trust in the infinite wisdom, infinite clarity, and infinite power of this force of evolution? And trust that whoever wins, they are winning that we might uncover our blocks to moving into oneness, moving into unity. That whatever happens in our world ultimately is there to point us back into our hearts. Could we allow this election to be an incredible spiritual practice for us? And again, check to see if there's a feeling that, no, this is too big. There's too much here. I don't want my lesson this way. That may come up for people, or something else may come up. And if that comes up, could you just acknowledge that? Love that feeling. Love that thought. And recognize that it is a part of us and it's not all of us. Could we allow ourselves to be bigger than any resistance and simply see this election through the eyes of our heart? Whoever wins, it's time for us to move into our hearts and love this process for our country, for ourselves. Breathe back down into our root chakra. In and out of the root through the heart. Check to see if you feel grounded or not. My experience is when I breathe a lot into my root, I discover that I am grounded to the earth. It's as if there's safety in the earth. Whatever your experience is, it's perfect. Feel your feet on the floor. Utter adoration of the earth, kissing the earth with our feet. And could we just allow this meditation to come to a very gentle close? Perhaps take our traditional walk through our day. Who will we meet? What kind of work? What kind of family, of friends? What are we going to be eating? When, where, how? And just walk through it and allow it to be effortless. As we walk through it, connected to this very deep center of our body, with our heart very alive. Just open your eyes when you're ready. So thank you for joining us this morning. Our hearts connected. This ends our formal program. Thank you very much. If you have to leave, we totally understand. For those who want to stay, we work with individuals for anything that's stirred up, or if there's any gain you have stirred up with what we did in the meditation, or perhaps in your own personal life, something going on. So someone has unmuted themselves. Would you like to say something? Hello?
Hi, this is Jean.
Morning, Jane. How are you?
I'm doing great. I had a huge insight with this morning's exercise. I realized with the root chakra, it's when you talked about the tailbone. Um, Someone told me years ago that my one leg is longer, than the other. I'm like, okay, nothing you can do about it. So I went to a chiropractor this year, and he said, "Oh, your is curved. That's just making your leg shorter." And I thought, so this exercise this morning, and he told me it was starting to curve again. When I yesterday, I thought this exercise was perfect for what I needed to have done for me.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
thought, it just hit me like a thunderbolt.
Jane, thank you so much. And
That's my game.
is it okay with you if you allow this deep, deep, peaceful, energetic process to revitalize every part of your body?
Yes.
Yes. And everyone, could you go there? Is it okay? And we just threw out the possibility that our body is simply a reflection of our energy. The body can change as our energy changes. It's okay with you, right, Jean?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
and you have this wonderful process where you can measure this by, you do it for a while, maybe go to a chiropractor and see if it's longer or shorter again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. And, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but my guess is, and I just know this, that the spine straightens out as the energy starts to flow up and down it.
Oh, really? Hmm.
Yeah, yes, it does. It's a very subtle process, but it becomes more flexible. It becomes younger as we allow the spine, the energy to flow up and down the spine. So I know this like shocks people sometimes, like disbelief. I I'll tell a
I feel as if
fun.
I'm getting taller, and I feel as if some people that I know are getting shorter.
Yes,
I'm serious. And this one woman who was maybe 5 or 6 inches taller, I mean, all of a sudden, she's become more to my height. And I think, wow, because I know she has shrunk. But um, did you say it was the first 10 years of your life that determines about the survival, that root
yeah,
chakra?
that's what we've discovered is that center really gets built up and strong there, and then the next 10 years, the teenage love years and all this sort of things where the second chakra really kicks in, and then when you hit your 20s, you start expressing your power and control in the world as you step out into the world.
Because I recognized in about second grade, my dad was saying, well, we don't have any money. And I think that's where my survival thing probably kicked
Oh
lack thereof.
yes, oh yes.
And I thought, damn, all these years I've been hanging on to that thought.
Is it okay with
So,
you if you welcome up that thought right now,
yes.
being with your energy in your root chakra, and
Okay.
go back to being when you're there in the second grade?
Mhm.
And how do you feel about your dad saying that to you?
Well, he was going to take one of us kids out to dinner every Friday, and it was out of whatever 4 at that time or 6 or whatever it was, and I was disappointed and crushed.
Because he didn't have the money to take you out.
Right.
Yes. So that disappointment and crush, can you go back to that right now?
Yes.
Yeah, and everyone else, if this, whatever the issue is when you were young, go back there right now. And Jean, can you honor yourself as being, well, let's just say 6 years old. Who knows how old you were? Can
8.
you, eight, can you honor yourself as an 8-year-old girl being crushed because you didn't go to dinner with your father?
Right. Yes.
Yes. So could you just have compassion for yourself as an 8-year-old?
Yes.
Even more,
Yes.
even more.
Yes.
Yes, and even more.
Yes.
How do you think your father felt?
I think he was devastated.
Yeah.
He wanted to be able to be closer with his children, and that was one way of doing it. If you do one-on-one.
Yes. So could you have compassion for your father?
Oh yes.
Yeah, and more compassion.
Yes.
Compassion.
Yes.
And as you feel compassion for your father, feel compassion for yourself at that younger time,
Mhm.
just let all that energy come up, wants to be healed, and let it shift into love for yourself and for your father.
Okay.
Yes. So could you give yourself and your father and that whole picture some love and approval,
Yes.
and more love and approval?
Yes.
And would it be okay for you to start looking at money and shifting this connection of money, which was, you connect money with this pain of this being crushed?
Mhm.
Would it be okay with you if you let that connection shift?
Yes. Yes.
And would it be okay with you if you let go of any disapproval that you have around money?
Yes.
Go some more.
Yes.
And could you give money some love and approval?
Yes.
Uh, and more love and approval.
Yes.
Everyone else, check to see where you've resented not having enough money, if that's ever happened to you. True for most people. Or if you've ever resented losing money or anything about money at all, could you welcome that resentment up, hear it and feel it, honor it? It's a part of us. In that honoring and loving, allow it to shift into wholeness. And Jean, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If you resent someone, do they come by and visit a lot?
No, not at all.
And can you see that's true about money also?
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. Everybody
Yes,
else
I
get
can.
everybody else get this? When we resent money, hold negative
Mm.
thoughts about it, it's dirty, it's this, it's that, it's the root of all evil, all that sort of a thing. Why would money show up? Money's going to say, I'm going to go where I'm wanted, where I'm loved. Is it okay with you, Jean, to love money in the purest sense?
Yes.
Could you love money as energy?
Yes.
Yes. Is it okay for you to have more energy in your life?
Yes, most definitely.
Definitely. So could you
I was
could
counting on it.
could you allow that energy to show up in the form of money?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's not that we want to be attached to it and desperate for it, but it's a part of life, just like clothes are, just like shelter is, just like food is. So could you sink deeply into your heart, Jean? And I'll
Mhm.
invite everyone to do the same. Sink into your heart and welcome the purest aspect of money into our hearts. Could we allow our hearts to purify every thought or feeling that we have about money and allow money to be something that freely comes to us and we freely spend it? Just like we breathe air in and out, we breathe energy in and out. Would it be okay with us if we breathe energy as money in and out of our lives? Jean, is any doubt or fear about that for you, or is that pretty smooth and easy?
No, it's pretty smooth and easy. I started thinking about that a couple of days ago, and maybe it was meant to talk to you about this issue, which I didn't expect to. Just, and maybe just preparing for that moment. And I thought, I've always been in fear when it comes to going out for a meal, like, oh, how much am I going to spend? And really watching my money. So this ought to be interesting when I go out, And
how many of us here, Jean, I'll ask you, Jean, but it's really a question for everyone. How many of us here feel that we need money to survive? That gets to the root of it, doesn't it?
Yes.
You feel like you need money to survive?
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah, well, we all have that feeling. I know it. And would it be okay?
For tax.
Would it be okay with you if you survived perfectly without money?
Yes.
It is okay, isn't it?
Yes.
Imagine having no money at all, and we have to live on the largesse of our family and our friends and the government. How does that feel to you?
Scary.
Scary. Good. Could you welcome up that scariness? And everyone else, imagine never, ever, ever having any money. And what comes up? So just feel that energy, feel that scariness. And Jean, could you just be with that scariness?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just energy, just a feeling. It's a part of us. It's like a child. It's like our child. We put it there. We've cradled it. We've honored it. We've held on to it. Would it be okay with you, Jean, if you just let that shift into pure love, into pure safety?
Yes.
Could you allow yourself to feel even more safe?
Yes.
Yes. Could you allow yourself to feel safe even if you don't have any money?
Yes.
Can you notice that your feeling of safety is independent of your circumstances?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're two different things, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
All these divine qualities exist independently of our circumstances. So let's go to the other side. Imagine, Jean, that you have all the money in the world, and everyone else go right along here. Imagine you have all the money in the world. You're very, very rich. And how safe do you feel with this? Any sense that people are going to want to take your money?
Yes. Yeah.
Most of us have that. And how many truly wealthy people in this world feel safe?
Probably not too many.
Probably not too many.
Always afraid of losing their money and afraid of being attacked.
Yes.
And someone taking from them.
So we welcome up whatever it is when we imagine we have a lot of money? Can we welcome up whatever resistance we have, whatever fear comes up? What are people going to do to us? What are they going to say about us? They're going to judge us. The IRS is going to come in and tax me and whatever, all the nonsense that comes up. I shouldn't call it nonsense, that's judgmental. All the stuff that comes up, could we just welcome it up? Welcome it up and be with it. It's our own energy. Could we just love our own energy and let it shift into whatever design quality you choose? I'll say safety here. Could you let it shift into feeling more safe? Is it okay with you if we give ourselves safety, just like we might give ourselves love and approval? So, Jean, would it be okay with you if you're safe, if you have money?
Yes.
Is it okay with you if you're safe and you don't have money?
Yes.
Yes. And would it be okay with you if you come right in the middle of that, sit in a place of complete peace and safety, whether we have money or whether we don't? Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Yeah. And can you sense how much more freedom you have to act in the world from this platform of safety?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why we explore this fear of dying, because it's the ultimate lack of safety. So could you just go there for a second, Jean? Welcome up this fear of dying.
Yes.
Just one more feeling, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
It'd be okay with you if you use your common sense to protect your body
Okay.
than your fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, our bodies are useful. We want them. We love them. We want them to be safe. You let go of any fear about losing your body with the clear knowledge that you're going to use your common sense instead. Is that okay with you?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. And can you welcome up this fear of dying again? Is it
Yes.
stronger or is it lighter now?
It's much lighter.
Much lighter. Would it be okay with you if it got lighter still
Yes.
and lighter still?
Yes.
Yes. And lighter still.
Yes.
Good. And how does that feel?
Much better. Much better.
Be a lot of freedom there, isn't it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What else?
Yeah.
The more we let
We're
go of
getting
this,
away from the eternal damnation.
yes. Okay. Should we go to eternal damnation, everybody? I guess we should, because you brought it up there, and I did too.
I did, and it did come up.
All right, so let's just go there.
That's my biggest thing.
So everyone just check to see. It's in our culture, which is predominantly Christian, this concept of eternal damnation. Could you welcome up whatever energy comes up when you think or feel about eternal damnation? And whatever comes up, could you welcome it up and recognize it as just being energy, just feeling thoughts and feelings? And how many times have we experienced that we are bigger than our thoughts and our feelings? Could you allow yourself to be bigger than this thought, this feeling of eternal damnation, this fear of it? In fact, I'm just going to invite everyone to go deeply into your heart and expand your presence, expand your heart out. Allow yourself to get bigger. Breathe into your heart. Exhale and expand out just to the degree that you can. Breathe in and expand out. Let's connect with the infinity that we are. And from this place of expansiveness, infinity, how big is this cultural belief about eternal damnation? How big is it for you, Jean? Are you much bigger than it, or is it bigger than you?
I'm bigger than it right now. I was expanding my heart beyond the room I'm in, to my community, to my county, to my,
Good. And from there, you look at this belief in our culture, and you can see how much bigger you are than it is, right?
Yes.
So could you love it for whatever value it has served in our world?
Yes, most definitely.
The world created this. If the world didn't need it, the world wouldn't have accepted it and built on it. Some other belief would have come up. So can we accept that that was perfect in the past of humanity? And honestly, you don't even hear much about it anymore. It's really fading. So could we just let that process continue and allow it to transform, I'm just going to say, into universal love? Let this old cultural belief just shift into absolute and complete love. Absolute and complete love. And would it be okay with us if we are the ones who open this door in our culture to let go of this energy and allow the rebirth of new values and new ideals? Could we allow this to shift into unity, into oneness, starting with ourselves, cascading, flowing out to the rest of humanity? We make this intention, this resolve at the very depth of our heart. It's okay for this basic old belief to fade away and be replaced with the certainty of oneness and unity. How are you doing, Jean?
I'm doing great.
Okay. Let's just let that sit, and you're just a fountain of stuff coming up, Jean. Thank you very much. I mean that in
Thank
the
you, and you're welcome.
most wonderful way. I really do. You're just out there and it comes out. So thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have a few minutes left. We can take as much time as we need. I know it's a delicate topic we've been working on today. Any other gains, or anyone else want to do some work?
Yes, Steve, this is Tara here.
Welcome, Tara. How are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Very good, very good.
I'm good, and you play a big role in that.
Thank you very much, Tara.
Because I follow things you say, and that makes me feel good.
So what's up today?
See, I have two MS symptoms that I would like to work with. One is I have difficulty sleeping and staying asleep. I have to take an Ambien 10 mg every night to sleep, and even with that, I wake up. And another is I'm having bad hair loss. Like the whole house gets full of hair, my bed gets full of hair. So I would like help in dealing with these two areas.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. So everyone, this may take a little time, so if we run over, feel free to stay or go as you will. So Tara, boy, this goes right to the heart of survival, the MS, doesn't it?
Sorry?
The MS, the multiple sclerosis, goes right to the heart of survival.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's a
So,
challenging condition. Yes.
yes. So, can you welcome up your feelings about having MS?
Yes.
Yes. And how do you feel about having MS?
I'm okay with it. I
Okay,
mean,
good.
sometimes it's frustrating. No, sometimes it's frustrating because I have to depend on others for things.
Yes.
It, but I'm pretty okay. I mean, I accept it. I think I deal well with it.
All right,
I deal
good.
I deal well with having a challenging condition.
Good. Good. Wonderful. So, could you give yourself some love and approval for that?
Yes.
Yes. And could you give yourself some more love and approval for that?
Yes. It's a good
Yes.
idea. I never thought of that. Thank you for the idea.
Yes. No, we want to take these gains when they come. I know you've worked on that a lot, and to hear you say that brings great happiness to me. It really
Yes.
does. So, let's go to these things that are happening. You know, this the sleep troubles and the hair loss.
Yes.
Oh, how do you feel about those?
The hair loss is making me distraught.
Yes. So let's go there. You mentioned that first. This feeling of being distraught, does that help you to keep your hair?
No, no, it doesn't.
Doesn't, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No. Would it be okay with you if we explored this feeling and let it shift?
Yes.
Yes. So this feeling of distraught, does that feel more like you're out of control, or is it more a question of wanting to look good, wanting love and approval, or is it more wanting to be safe and secure?
It's. I think all three of those.
All three of those. Good. So let's just go first with the lack of control here.
Yeah, that's the biggest one. Yes.
One. So do you notice you're feeling like you don't have any control over your hair loss?
Yes.
And this lacking control feeling, it's just a feeling, right?
Yes.
Yes. And would it be okay with you if you welcome that up and just be with that feeling?
Hmm. Okay.
Be with that feeling. Let it go if you'd like. Just know that it's your feeling, that you're out of control here.
Yes.
Listen to the hopelessness of that. As you welcome it all up, just thank it for being here. Thank it for being here. And you love it and let it return to its alignment, universal source. That be okay with you?
Oh, yes. Beautiful. What a
Yes,
beautiful line. Yes.
yes. And would it be okay with you to recognize that you have this feeling that you had at this time that you have no control have no power. And that doesn't give you any control or power, does it?
No, it doesn't at all.
Would it be okay with you if you put your attention in your heart and ask your heart, is it possible to have more power?
Okay.
Possible for you to have more power in your life, more control in your life?
Yes, yes,
It is, isn't it?
yes.
The heart has that, the heart can give that. And is it fair to say that your mind and your ego don't know how to stop your hair loss?
Yes.
Yeah, they don't know, but your heart has that power and that authority. So would it be okay with you if you turn to your heart, let go of your mind and your ego here, just ask at this very deep level for the inspiration and guidance for what to do here?
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Yes, perfect. Wow.
Yeah. And could you allow that to show up when it shows up?
Yes.
And could you ask your body's intelligence to shift this pattern that's going on in your life?
Yes.
Give it permission to shift it and then let go, trying to make it happen.
Yes. My God, you have the perfect things
Yes,
to say, Steve. Wow.
yes. And would it be okay with you if you applied the same process to your sleep?
Yes.
It's recognizing that our minds and our egos don't know the answers here.
Yes.
You go into your let it go, so let go of trying to figure out how to do it.
Yes.
And could you ask your heart for guidance and direction here and assistance?
Yes.
Yes. Ask the intelligence permeating your body if it would be so kind as to shift this.
Ideas are so good.
Yes. Just allow that intention and allow the fulfillment to show up in its own time.
Yes.
Could you allow your body to make whatever shifts that it needs to make to restore you to perfect health?
Yes.
Yes. And you
Yes.
just ask, and could you allow perfect health even more?
Yes.
And whatever ancient programming that allows this MS, even if you're at peace with it, would it be okay with you, even if you don't know what this programming is? I certainly don't. Would it be okay with you if you just recognize, I've learned whatever I need to learn from this. It's okay if this shifts back into perfect health.
Yes.
And we just set this intention and we let it go. And can we honor whatever universal intelligence dictates here?
Yes.
We have it, we don't have it, it shifts, it doesn't shift, but we live in peace, trusting the intelligence of our body, the intelligence of creation. Is that okay with you, Tara?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. I think that's the place to rest, Tara.
Thank you. Your words bring such joy to my heart.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Tara. It really is.
And for me too. It's so nice to be with you.
Okay. With that, I think we'll say thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
And Monday, we don't have a class Saturday or Sunday, so I'll see everyone Monday with so if you're over in Europe or Asia, I don't know how it works in India, but
Now it's,
we're going to be changing our time zones this weekend.
oh,
So
thank you for letting me know.
So everyone check to see what happens if you're overseas.
Oh, thank
And
you.
for the rest of us, we'll just enjoy getting an extra night of sleep. How great is that, huh? All right, my friends. Much love to you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. God bless us all.